It's 4:11 here on this Monday morning, and we are watching what's playing out in Texas right now, where Democrats have fled the state. Democratic lawmakers have fled the state. They're trying to block proposed redistricting maps that have been drawn by Republicans.
This one getting national attention because of what's at stake. So dozens of Democrats going to Illinois and New York yesterday, and that's ahead of today's vote. They wanted to make sure they were out of town. And some of these leaders taking to social media to talk about the reason behind this. The president of the United States is actually the one pushing for these new maps, wants to get it done before the 2026 midterms. You have some members of Congress, though, that are standing up for their constituents.
To stand up for the voting rights of people in Texas, and then also to step up for Americans who want to be able to vote, to actually lower costs and to hold corrupt politicians accountable.
The governor of the state, Greg Abbott, is threatening to strip those Democrats that have left the state of their positions if they don't return home today.
Getting the new developments on this Monday morning after we told you about that weak jobs report last week. President Donald Trump now says a new statistician will be announced after firing the former Bureau of Labor Statistics commissioner, and he had this to say about what's ahead.
We'll be announcing a new statistician sometime over the next 3-4 days. We had no confidence. I mean, the numbers were ridiculous, what she announced.
He was upset after former commissioner Erica McIntyre was fired after a weak jobs report that was released for the June jobs report that was released. My apologies. The July jobs report that was released on Friday, August 1st. Forgive me there. The president is accusing her of faking the data without any evidence of tampering here, although some senior Republican lawmakers have disagreed with the president's actions. 413 here, and this is all happening right now. Thousands of Boeing union workers are on strike today after failed contract negotiations. It's according to the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers. Roughly 3,200 workers in Illinois and Missouri went on strike at midnight after the union rejected a second contract offered by Boeing on Sunday. The union says this strike is about respect and dignity, not vacant promises, as Boeing is planning to use non-labor workers amid this whole strike.
And we were just showing the live images of those workers as we were going to break. Right now, work being done here locally on what's on your screen. This is Interstate 15, South Widening Project. It does continue, and there are going to be some impacts you need to be aware of. Starting tonight through the overnight hours, 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 ramps are shutting down. This is going to be near Cactus and Silverado Ranch. Crews are paving and milling as part of the whole widening effort under NDOT's purview. Expect lane reductions and detours through these work zones. Drivers should avoid this area altogether if you can. Plan alternate routes so you can get to where you're going in a fast fashion.
Perfect.
Yes. Road work to start the week.
Yes.
And then remember, a week from now, slow it down in those school zones if you haven't already, because we're going to have a lot of local students that are going to be going to and from school.
Oh, it's going to be significantly busier. More people are going to be watching the forecast because it's like, do I pair a jacket? Do I need?
Well, and it can be hard because inside with the air conditioning, it can get chilly. But then if they're out at a bus stop, it could be triple digits.
It's 100 degrees out right now. Obviously, we've been tracking the triple digits at plus. I'm still packing a sweatshirt in my daughter's backpack because she's one of those kids.
I'm that lady who has like 3 sweaters in my car just because if I go inside of Target or something, I'm like, oh, it's a bit chilly in here because it is.
Especially when you're coming from those triple digits. And here we had such a mild July, but it looks like before the grip of summer is done, Mother Nature's going to flex her muscle a little bit.
And you know that phrase, in like a lamb, out like a lion. So welcome to August. Because now temperatures are going to spike. And we're going to be around the 110s. Hooray! So the grip gets a bit tighter later this week with the hottest temperatures out in Death Valley and, of course, along the Colorado River. But we're going to feel it here in Las Vegas as well. Right now, not the worst. Mid-80s as we're getting our day started. 58 in Alamo, 57 Caliente, low 70s Indian Springs, 79 degrees out at Red Rock. But the day just started. Air quality is okay. moderate for the most part, just because of that additional smoke that we're seeing from Southern California wildfires. We also have a spike in weed pollen, but you can see the smoke outside from those SoCal fires. Temperatures today won't climb as high as yesterday, just because of the not only the additional clouds that we'll see in the skyline, that usually that helps prevent temperatures from warming to their fullest potential, but also because of all that haze kind of suspended in the atmosphere. So this is what today will look like, your Monday. So waves of smoke moving in from Southern California. Not exactly a break on Tuesday, because you can see more of that is spilling in. We're just going to see the off and on waves of smoke over the next couple of days at least. High pressure building in over the Four Corners will not only lead to temperatures climbing, but it's going to be a bit breezy to start. This is what it's going to look like for today. That southwesterly flow still in place ahead of those temperatures climbing much higher. Noontime winds into the afternoon. Wind gusts around 20 to 25 miles per hour. By 6 o'clock on the high end, wind gusts over 30 miles per hour. Winds diminishing overnight and then back at it again tomorrow. High temperatures today: 109 Overton, 108 Mesquite, 101 Pahrump, 111 Laughlin. Las Vegas will see temperatures a mix of double digits and triple digits at noontime. Most neighborhoods will be soaring to the triple digits today, with overnight valley lows in the upper 70s to low 80s. We'll fall to 82 at the lake, 68 in Pahrump, and 83 in Laughlin for the overnight lows. Over the next several days, the heat is on later this week, with temperatures flirting with those 110s. And beyond the 7-day forecast, temperatures still toasty at the start of next week, with those numbers dropping slowly. Evan?
Chloe, thanks so much. 417 here from the live desk, getting the new developments on that deadly mass shooting in New York City, carried out by the gunman from here in Las Vegas. As reports this morning say, he had regularly met with doctors here in our city, in Las Vegas. I'm talking about 27-year-old Shane Tamura, who shot and killed himself after killing 4 people in a Midtown Manhattan office building that housed the NFL headquarters. Now, ESPN is reporting he sought medical help for frequent, debilitating headaches, including getting injections in the back of his head, and they report he regularly met with doctors, including a neurologist, and got yearly MRI exams and various treatments as he's been trying to diagnose the cause and stop the pain. Now remember, Tamura claimed in his suicide note that he suffered from CTE, that degenerative brain disease that's been linked to concussions and other repeated head trauma. That's common in contact sports like football, which Tamura played in high school. We have a lot to figure out here about how that treatment played out here in our city. Again, this new reporting out this morning here as we are learning more about the deadly shooting, again, carried out by that Las Vegas gunman. Back to you at the desk, Kim.
Once we have that autopsy report, it's going to spell out a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. 419, Russia and Ukraine trading drone and missile strikes over the weekend. A Ukrainian attack setting Russian oil depot ablaze. This is very near the Black Sea and near the town where we saw the Olympics play out, Sochi. Local authorities saying 120 firefighters ended up jumping in to battle this one. With that said, a Russian missile hitting a residential area in southern Ukraine, and 7 people were injured in the process. These attacks coming as the two nations are supposed to be agreeing to another prisoner exchange, and they did talk about this on social media. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying a list of 1,200 names is being worked on as we speak, and we'll give you continued updates. Still to come this morning, a game for justice. NAACP here in Las Vegas is doing this on your screen for a very good reason. We'll talk about why Dodgeball is more than just a game when we return. And then also, as we take you to break, Detroit, one of the major American cities that are going to be socked in because of those Canadian wildfires. So they have unhealthy air alerts, not just in Detroit, but other major Midwestern cities. And even though the sun is just coming up, you can see the effects through the skyline. Live pictures of Detroit on your screen as we speak. 423 and the Summerlin South Little League crushing Colorado in a 17-0 tournament opener. The families cheering everyone on from Nacho Daddy in downtown Las Vegas. The team now advancing to face Utah. That will be tomorrow, and you'll be able to watch it on ESPN2. Players celebrating with all the fans after a dominant win.
It's been a long journey starting from T-ball for most of these kids, but this year we went undefeated in the district tournament, went 4-0 there, and then we went undefeated again in the state tournament, going 3-0, and now they're in San Bernardino. If we win 3 games there, then they're in Williamsport for the International World Series.
There you have it. The winner of the Mountain Region will head to Williamsport, as we have been getting excited and talking about that this is really a part of their future. August 13th is that date. The NAACP chapter here in Las Vegas has, well, I guess you would call Dodgeball for a cause. We take you to the Pearson Community Center, and really what they were doing was raising money for legal aid here in Las Vegas. Families cheering as they are doing, you know, all the traditional dodgeball stuff. What this is going to do, though, as far as the money raised here, is help cover legal consultation fees for those who are in need here locally. Organizers say games like this bring awareness to civil rights support as well. And when it comes to making sure that you have the legal advice that you need here locally, there are some steps that can be taken easily.
When something terrible happens, someone calls you out your name, you feel like you've been discriminated against, people look for a civil rights organization that can help advocate for them, or at the very least can hear their story and assess if there is legal grounds, right? When you make a complaint with our branch, we funnel that to our legal redress committee. We have a team of lawyers and a team of advocates that stand by to receive those complaints and are able to make recommendations based on what the complaint itself is.
So when he's talking about legal redress in that committee, they plan on having more events to expand community support. Organizers say that they're just getting started here. So think more games, more impact, and they're saying more justice ahead. For additional details on this, we have you covered right now at news3lv.com. And as we commemorate the 5th anniversary of the Great Americans Outdoors Act, today, National Park Service is waiving those entry fees. So if you're able to hop in a car and go to any of these locations, you won't have to pay to get inside. The Department of Interior describing this legislation as the single largest investment in public lands in American history. It has helped support large-scale infrastructure projects and renovations. When it comes to campgrounds, they want to make sure that those are perfect for everyone who wants to enjoy. So we have Nevada's Great Basin that you can go to. We have so many different areas that are either within this umbrella, whether it's a recreational area or a national park. Just think Red Rock Conservation Area, Lake Mead, the Great Basin, and so many things that are in driving distance around us. Still to come, the countdown to the first bell, 1 week out for the 5th largest school district in the nation. And we're going to get you and your students ready for back to school when we return.
And a good Monday morning to you. Coming up on today, much more on that breaking news overnight. Texas Democrats fleeing the state in an attempt to block Republicans from redrawing the state's congressional map, a move that would have a major impact on Washington. The governor threatening to remove them if they do not return today. So we'll have the very latest out of Texas this morning. Also ahead, an eye-opening look at feel-good stories you've probably liked and shared on social media. Here's the thing, turns out a lot of them are fake, created by AI. This morning, we're going to meet the couple behind them. Those stories, and then Hollywood superstar Chris Pratt will be here live to talk about a series of new projects when we see you right here on Today.
Live, streaming, and on the News 3 app. This is News 3 Today.
It is just before 4:30 on this Monday morning, August 4th, 1 week out from school starting here locally. I'm Kim Wagner. Thanks for being here.
We're getting you ready. I'm Evan Schreiber. We got a lot to talk about, including our top stories this morning. This is all happening now. The search is happening now for a Montana man suspected of shooting and killing 4 people at a bar. This was on Friday morning, and that manhunt still continues as those names of those victims has not been confirmed yet, but there is a $7,500 reward, at least right now, just for information on finding that suspect, Michael Brown. He's believed to still be armed. This is all happening right now, that manhunt.
And live pictures right now out of Missouri. It looks like one of these guys on strike is being interviewed right now. But we have thousands of Boeing union workers going on strike because of failed contract negotiations. They have taken to the streets there with their placards in hand. It is something that we'll continue to pay attention to. And then also we are mourning the loss of really an iconic actress throughout the years. And if you're of a certain generation, you will remember WKRP in Cincinnati. Yes? That is beloved actress Loni Anderson passing away yesterday at the age of 79. Apparently this was right before she was set to turn 80. Her publicist saying that she did have a prolonged illness. In fact, she was in the hospital when it happened. Her role, though, back in the day during WKRP in Cincinnati, earned her numerous Emmy nominations and also Golden Globe nominations. So whether it was television or film, she was a big presence on the big screen and the little screen for some 4 decades. And family was surrounding her at her hospital room in Los Angeles when this happened. Fans remembering her charm, her talent, and what they call her trailblazing career.
4:31 here. Let's get a check of your forecast on this Monday morning. And Chloe's been all over this.
She prepared us.
Yeah, the mild June that mild June and July, I guess, compared to last year. And now we head here into the month of August.
It's like Mother Nature goes, okay, Southern Nevada, I'm not going to completely let you off the hook, but if we can just, kind of power through this month, we've got really great temperatures on the horizon.
Totally. Temperatures right now comfortable. Here are the numbers. Mostly in the low 80s, low to mid 80s across the Las Vegas Valley. Breeze is a bit noticeable with winds more gusty as we get into the afternoon. We'll start the day at 9 a.m. in the 90s, 99 degrees by lunchtime, 104 by 4 o'clock with that hazy sunshine that will linger. How long it will last? Ahead, Evan.
Chloe, thanks so much. 4:32 here from the live desk, and this is new this morning as we're watching Wall Street. They are tracking the impact of President Trump's rising reciprocal tariffs, and a new poll out this morning is showing the vast majority of Americans are somewhat stressed about the rising costs that could be passed down to consumers. This is all according to the AP Nork Center. This is just in this morning. They just asked, and you're seeing the totals here. These are people if they were asked if they were feeling major or minor stress, and you see the categories they were asked about there: the cost of groceries, the cost of healthcare, the cost of housing. Cost of childcare seems to be the one that's relatively low right now, but as you see, more than half of all Americans say the cost of groceries a major or minor stress in their life. Other financial stressors like the cost of housing or the amount of money in their bank accounts also being broadly felt. It's weighing more heavily on younger Americans who are less likely than older adults to have significant savings or own their own property. But we're watching this here right now. These new numbers out this morning with groceries, one of the most far-reaching financial stressors right now, Kim, and it's all being played out right now as we are watching Wall Street, watching the rise in reciprocal tariffs as we're looking ahead to that Thursday deadline. Back to you at the desk, Kim.
All right, thank you. We'll see what goes on with the big board here in about 2 hours' time. We are a week away from our local students returning to the Clark County classroom. And here we are, the 5th largest school district in the nation. And there is a lot of concern. A lot of people are uneasy because of immigration enforcement. It adds a whole new layer to back to school anxiety. And when it comes to these ICE actions, it really does provide significant and emotional impacts for a lot of these local students. Some of them are in mixed family status households. ICE raids really have led to growing fears, not just here in Clark County, in the school district here, but all throughout America. We talked with a local teacher about what she's ready to be able to say to these students 1 week from today.
It's going to affect enrollment, of course, because the numbers are going to be down, because I know families have left. But also it's going to affect the learning. We want strong outcomes for kids. There's a lot riding on the school year for CCSD. And the sad part is when you have distracted children or when things like this are going on with your family and the people that you care about, how can you focus on what's going on at school when you're worried about if everybody at home is going to be safe?
Our Crisis in the Classroom investigative reporter Tiffany Lane is all over this developing story. In fact, you can check out what she has ready to go on News 3 Live at 6 o'clock tonight.
And as we get you ready for the start of the new school year, remember we are the home of our Crisis in the Classroom reporting, as you mentioned, Kim, and all your education coverage, your back to school plans. As starting today, you can join us for in-depth stories. Starting things off with a look at mental health, immigration concerns at schools, funding issues within CCSD, and just the cost of back-to-school supplies. We've got all that and more coming up here on News 3, and our Crisis in the Classroom team wants to hear from you. We want to know what's going on in your school, whether it's topics like bullying, safety, staffing, mental health. We just posted a survey on our website to address important back-to-school issues. We want to hear your responses. They will be used. We want to hold these officials accountable. We want to hold the CCSD superintendent and the board accountable and address your concerns. Weigh in. Again, you can check in with us. Take that survey on news3lv.com. You can also send us your tips on issues that impact your schools, wherever you live here in the Valley and beyond. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen or email us at schooltips@news3lv.com. You also see that phone number right there at the bottom that you can call, 702-805-0489.
At 4:36, before that first bell, it was a back-to-school bash in North Las Vegas, and really they were all having a ton of fun. So pool party at the Silver Mesa Rec Center, that's what you're seeing play out on your screen as we speak. The Mayor Pro Tem was there. They had 600 people show up, games, music, a lot of people enjoying the pool, and they had great community partners there as well, like AT&T, joining the celebration, making sure that they had school supplies ready to go to be able to hand out to anyone who needed them. So this is some of the final moments we are seeing before kids get back into the classroom. And it's not just North Las Vegas getting our local students ready to go. Our Raiders are all in as well, and they hosted a back-to-school get-together with fresh haircuts, big smiles. You're going to see Amari Gaynor, one of the linebackers, in the mix. Also some of the kickers there, Daniel Carlson, AJ Cole, all kinds of Raiders showing up. And they say that this is really all about giving back.
You're greater in a group. So, I mean, just to be able to have, a whole team, unified and be able to, come out here and, for one cause, it's great. I mean, just, we're a whole team. So, I mean, if one of us out here, we represent the whole team. So just to be out here and be able to, represent the team in a great manner and to be able to spread that positivity to the youth and also be able to support the community that supports us.
And we're just getting started. Our Raiders will continue their week-long initiative, all kinds of services that they are partnering with in Southern Nevada to make sure our kids are ready for back to school 1 week from today. Still to come here on the program, it's a Sin City Showdown. Remember, it's all about Vegas this time with American Ninja Warrior. They always hold the finals here in town, but this time the entire program was right here locally, and they are getting ready to crown a winner. Stay tuned for more. And then as we send you to break, we have a sneaker drive going on, getting ready for that first day of school. So bring a new set of sneakers to your local Toyota dealership, and kids in our community who desperately need them, we'll have them ready to go for that first day. Welcome back. 4:40, and the finals of American Ninja Warrior gets underway tonight right here on Channel 3 in prime time, and the entire program was filmed here in Las Vegas, this installment. In the past, they always have the finals here, but again, the 4 weeks all here in Vegas, and now they have to crown a champion. 60 ninjas facing off in head-to-head matchups, and this season's format adding speed, strategy, and also some surprise to the course. The co-host says that really when it comes to this sort of competition, it does bring out big performances.
We were kind of worried, like, oh my God, are the young ninjas going to dominate? Without spoiling anything, I will say some of our old school ninjas showed up big time. The women showed up big time.
Go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home. Catch the action in prime tonight right here on Channel 3 starting at 8 o'clock. And then heads up, Lenny Kravitz, he's lighting up our city this week. He has 3 electric shows. This is a part of his Blue Electric Light residency over at Park MGM there in Dolby Live. And he has performances August 6th, 8th, and 9th. It's high energy. It's a part of Lenny Kravitz's signature style. And there are some tickets still available. Additional details can be found online right now at news3lv.com. It is 4:42, and we have a lot more to talk about live from Las Vegas, including this.
Were Jack Smith's investigations into Donald Trump politically motivated? One Republican senator says yes. I'm Christine Frizzell with the details of the new investigation.
Coming up on 4:45 here at the live desk, Evan Schreiber here. Before we get to your forecast and those conditions we're seeing outside from our meteorologist, Chloe Coast, I want to show you what is happening now and what's supposedly causing our hazy skies here in southern Nevada. The National Weather Service says it's wildfire smoke coming from the Gifford fire that's just north of Santa Barbara. And I'm seeing the new footage just into the live desk from the front lines, from the surveillance cameras there, showing that time lapse of that smoke rising as the U.S. Forest Service has now saying that this one has grown to nearly 50 50,000 acres, and as of this morning, it's 3% contained. Those fire crews are still investigating how it started, as it's been burning there since Saturday, mostly in the Los Padres National Forest along both sides of a highway there, as you see those crews throwing water on that right now. Several towns and cities in the area, they're under evacuation orders and warnings, but this is causing thick plumes of smoke to rise over Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties. Those fire officials there on the front lines say this blaze is currently threatening more than 300 homes in the area. And Kim, they've got more than 1,000 firefighters working to get it under control there. Back to you at the desk, Kim.
My goodness. All right. Thank you for that. And now as we check in with Chloe. So Chloe, you're saying that this is going to have some impacts on our air quality here locally?
It already did this weekend,
Wow.
starting on Saturday. Our air quality forecast today is expected to be moderate, so no real improvements really. This is a look at the timing for today. So around midday, we're going to continue to see plumes of smoke moving in from southern and central California. And essentially the same kind of pattern will at least remain through Tuesday. And then it's just sort of dependent on whether firefighters are able to get the upper hand or not. Heat is the big concern next. Wednesday and Thursday so far this week. I think Friday is going to be very hot too, or much hotter than what we've seen lately. Temperatures from 105 up to 120 degrees for the temperature threshold. Outside we're starting with calm conditions, but breezes will also pick up later on today. We're in the mid 80s right now in the heart of the Las Vegas Valley. It's a little bit cooler on the edges of town though. 77 degrees is your temperature out in Boulder City, 89 degrees in Laughlin, and 78 degrees in Pahrump. As far as the temperature climb today in Las Vegas, easily triple digits again this afternoon. Not quite as hot as yesterday, but still noticeably warmer than what we've seen at least last week. High pressure over the Four Corners states will be the primary source of why our temperatures will be climbing much higher in the next few days. This is what the winds will look like as we get into the midday and then afternoon time frame. Wind gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour, and then we take it up a notch during the evening commute with wind gusts over 30 miles per hour possible on the western edges of town this evening. And then winds back down overnight, and we do it all over again tomorrow. 108 degrees for the high temperature in Mesquite, 77 on the mountain, 97 for Alamo, 93 Caliente, 101 in Pahrump. Las Vegas today will see a high around 106 degrees with that hazy sunshine still in place. Skies will become partly cloudy this evening with overnight valley lows in the upper 70s to low 80s. Around the region, temperatures will be falling to the low 60s on the mountain, 74 Overton, and upper 60s for Primm. Over the next few days, we hang on to the breezes. Couple that with hotter temperatures midweek this week, with those temperatures still staying pretty toasty through Friday, with temperatures slow to back down over the weekend and looking ahead to next week, Kim.
Thank you, Chloe. 4:48, and this morning, the Office of Special Counsel under President Donald Trump is confirming they've launched an investigation into former Special Counsel Jack Smith. Our national correspondent Christine Frizzell reports.
Good evening.
Former Special Counsel Jack Smith, for a time a household name in Washington, as he worked on not one, but two criminal cases against then candidate Donald Trump.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States.
His investigations into Trump's handling of classified documents and Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election results were unprecedented. While Trump pleaded not guilty and the cases were eventually dismissed, Smith concluded in a report had Trump not won the 2024 election, the evidence would have been sufficient to sustain a conviction. Now, the government agency known as the Office of Special Counsel confirms it's looking into whether Jack Smith violated the Hatch Act, a law that restricts government employees from taking part in political activities.
I think it's tough to make a case here for a violation of the Hatch Act. I mean, Jack Smith's going to say, hey, look, judges signed off on much of what I did. I was doing my job.
Last week, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton requested an investigation. In this letter to Acting Special Counsel Jamison Greer, arguing Jack Smith's expedited trial proceedings were part of an effort to disclose unsubstantiated allegations timed to maximize electoral impact.
What this basic allegation is that you move these cases tried to move them with warp speed, and there was no reason to do that, except we say you were trying to interfere with the 2024 election.
It's important to note the investigation into Jack Smith is not a criminal probe. Instead, it looks into ethics violations and conflicts of interest, but represents something we've seen time and time again with President Donald Trump. Those who have accused him of wrongdoing facing punishment themselves. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
And at 4:50, high school football back on the field. We've got two-a-days going on, and you just heard Chloe's forecast. So after having a very mild July, now they're going to be into it with the nitty-gritty of the desert heat. So our local athletes need to be sipping water every 15 to 20 minutes. Electrolytes are terrific, especially if you've had intense practice for at least an hour. Dr. Marie Schaefer says that those sports drinks really do help.
If you are practicing more than an hour at a time, that's where electrolyte replenishing through sports drinks can be really beneficial. Because as you think about it, when you are practicing, and exercising, you're not only losing water, but you're also losing electrolytes through sweat. And after an hour or so, it's very important to start replenishing those. So sports drinks are a really good source of electrolytes. Sometimes if that's not available, utilizing water and some type of salty snack can be really helpful as well.
The experts say skip energy drinks. This is an important distinction. Energy drinks and sports drinks are totally different. And also make sure that you listen to your body during those intense workouts.
And as we near the return to school, we've got a new health alert for you this morning. Whooping cough cases are climbing nationwide. Now, this is happening just as kids gear up for the new school year, as the CDC says more kindergartners are skipping those routine vaccinations. And now doctors worry about serious symptoms in both babies and toddlers. One of them is saying some kids stop breathing during this infection.
In very young children, as many as 2/3 will have periods where they stop breathing. About 20% of children who are young will get pneumonia.
Whooping coughs.
Those experts are urging families vaccinate early. Do not wait until the school year starts.
All right, we have a little more than 2 hours live from Las Vegas. And then when we do that traditional handoff to the Today Show, they are focused on a report where they're saying it's the summer of stingrays.
The stingray shuffle works because you're giving that animal warning that something is approaching. The stingray does not want to sting. It's doing this as a last resort to save itself.
Interesting perspective. NBC's Marissa Parra is going to be live in Miami, Florida, and they are talking about the numerous stingray sightings. Apparently they're on the increase. What beachgoers need to know, it's headed our way on the Today Show this morning. And at 4:52 in the water cooler, are paper checks soon going to be a thing of the past? We're talking about the federal government and all of what you're seeing on your screen. We're used to those seeing Lady Liberty, but maybe not so much moving forward. Stay tuned for the story. And then as we take you to break, live images out of Charleston, South Carolina, there is Representative Nancy Mace. She has what's called a special address ready to go. She is talking about the possibility of running for governor of South Carolina. So we have a team of producers listening to her at the podium. If she makes any news, you'll be the first to hear about it. Around the water cooler, the United States government is soon going to stop sending out these paper checks that we've all become accustomed to. And this does include those who get benefits from Social Security. It's part of an effort to fully modernize federal benefits and those payments. So they say it's going to save money. It's going to help fight financial fraud. And we have more than 500,000 recipients. And so a lot of people, we need to spread the word so they understand that this is going to be the whole protocol moving forward. So whether your Social Security benefits end up just automatically populating or you do get an actual check in the mail, this is something that you need to know about and help spread the word. This is going to start coming up here. September 30th is the date. So just have this on the radar. If you still need to receive a paper check, let's say that that's something that you want to make sure that you can still get, you can request a waiver. Some exceptions are going to be made, like if you're 90 or older, if you have any sort of impairment, live in a remote location, you can apply for a waiver. Easy to do so. We'll make sure that we have a section on our website, news3lv.com, that will connect you to make that request. Still to come, we're talking tariffs. Here we go. We're going to start really seeing the impacts here soon. In fact, we already have some countries that are going, wait a minute, is this what we agreed to? We'll explain on the other side.